Hey YouTube world, what's going on? Mark here from TST Industries, back in the garage. And in this video, we will be guiding you through the installation process of our Womatec front axle fork sliders for the all-new 2024 Kawasaki Ninja 500. Please note, this installation method that we are about to show you will be showcased on a Ninja 400, where Bart will guide you through that installation process, as the overall fit, finish, and function of these sliders is exactly the same on the 500 as shown on the previous Ninja 400. These axle sliders do come in 3 different colors. They feature a CNC machined aluminum base that is anodized in red, silver, or black, and also feature a delrin end cap that is replaceable in the event you go down. A 15mm socket can be inserted in there. You can loosen the cap and replace it as needed. This is a pretty simple installation process, so we're going to go ahead and pass it over to Bart, where he will guide you through this method.
First step of our installation today will be to withdraw the locking mechanism here, which is a cotter pin. The idea is to unfold the leaves, make the leaves coaxial with the inside of the cotter pin, and then withdraw it. There's use pliers. Squeeze it all together, and then either take it out from this side or knock it out from the inside with pliers or another tool. And now this nut is free, so I will get this bad boy up on a stand, and I will grab a 24mm socket, and off we go. Now, the cotter pin, the castle nut, and this washer is not reused. So what's retained here on the bike after the removal of the nut and washer is all that we're going to be using. Now let's talk about what we're going to do about keeping the wheel in while we remove the axle. Obviously, we could actually drop the wheel, no big deal, but for this particular installation, I'm going to make it as easy as possible. We could possibly use a tire wedge that would snap in and support our wheel in place. Not everybody has this, so I'm going to give 2 alternative scenarios. I have wheel blocks that I use sometimes on certain bikes. Just knock it in like this from the back, and now I can get the axle out. The wheel will stay put, and that's a pretty good way of doing that. I also have a rod that I use sometimes, and I just knock out the axle with the rod itself, and the rod replaces the axle, and that's my preferred method actually. Just like that. Now in the intro, I did talk about the 2 bosses being slightly different. We have indicated the axle head side with the groove that's cut into the boss. We are going to place the axle through just like that and go in the reverse order. And there it is. And then the plain looking boss goes on the nut side. Now I think you've noticed that we ditched the washer. The inside of this boss actually acts like the washer. So I'm gonna get that on here. Grab our U-nut that comes with the kit, thread it on by hand first. This is very, very important. All right, once you get thread engagement, you grab your 24mm socket and get that till it's tight. I have a 17mm socket on this side, and that's what I'm going to use to get this seated to the bottom. And once this starts getting tight, we need to go to bigger tools. This axle nut requires 72 foot-pounds of torque. There is no replacement for the appropriate torque setting. So I highly recommend, I urge you guys that you always torque this to the appropriate value. If you do not, this thing may loosen on you and cause an unsafe situation. So 72 foot-pounds is 98 Newton meters for you guys across the pond. Now, get our slider pucks threaded in by hand until they bottom out. And then we're gonna grab a 15mm socket and we're gonna tighten these down. When I'm working on a race bike in a race setting, I typically don't torque these things down. Anything delrin, I just get it snugged in and I know that the threads are actually preloaded, and that will prevent vibrations from removing the part off the bike. If you guys really need a torque spec here, I'm gonna go 120 inch-pounds. That is 10 foot-pounds. That will be plenty. All right, we are done.
And with that, you are now ready to ride. This installation is complete. As you can see, the red and black scheme on this particular axle set meshes very well with the red and black color scheme on this all new Ninja 500. Your fork legs are now protected and some crucial braking components found on the right side of the wheel. All of these pieces are replaceable and consumable, so you don't have to worry if you do go down, you won't need to buy an entire new kit. If you want to check this out, please visit our website, tstindustries.com. The link to this axle slider kit can be found in the description below. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn the notification bell on to stay up to date with all the new and exciting videos we've got going on. And lastly, be sure to stop by our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all username TST Industries. For now, this has been Mark in the TST Garage. We want to give a huge thank you to Bart for guiding us through this installation process, and we will see you next time. Ride safe.